Good morning, everyone. Now, this is a really serious subject. I don't usually touch on serious subjects because, you know, what's the fucking point? It's YouTube, you know, it's full of bullshit. And a lot of you are going to think what I'm going to tell you now is full of bullshit. But let's talk about a certain virus going on and why the UK especially needs to shut the schools, the colleges and social gatherings and stuff like that by the end of this week. I'm not kidding, by the end of this week. If they don't do it by the end of this week, there's a very high chance that we will, you know, end up like Iran or China with a very high spreading of the virus through this country. The only thing that naturally kills it off at the moment, if you didn't know, is high temperatures. So sunshine, shall we say, will kill it off on surfaces. What time of year is it in the UK at the moment? There ain't no sun, or there's not enough sun that's going to kill the virus, basically. And no matter how good you are at scrubbing your hands, washing and catching your cold, etc, 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 as soon as you jump on that bit of public transport, whoa, you only need one person coughing and spluttering around, goes into the aircon unit, and yeah, well, you know, you've all got it. Especially in London, you know, London's going to get hit at some point bad. You know, the cases are jumping, they're spiking, and they're the known cases, remember. Most people who are going to get it, thankfully, won't get that ill. They will just get a mild fever, a bit of a cold and a sore throat, and that'll be it for them. But anybody with any underlying health conditions, over a certain age, etc., and still some people who are actually healthy are going to die. The mortality rate is a lot higher than what China is saying. China's saying at 1%. Now let me tell you about what's happening in China. China is saying, oh, we're in control of it all. The cases are dropping. Well, they might be a little bit. But look at the released data from China. Now, we all know China doctors everything, you know, it's the Communist Party of China, CCP. They don't, you know, they don't even allow their own citizens to have free access to the internet. You know, they have the Great Firewall of China, if you didn't know all about this. No, they can't access Facebook, a lot of Google services, YouTube, stuff like that. It's all blocked because they can't control what's published on it. No, the official chat channels and all that are monitored. And we're not talking about monitored like they're monitored in the UK or anything like bots and stuff. They actually have thousands, well, I'm not kidding you, thousands of people whose job it is to censor or find people saying things on social media and to delete it, detain the people who have said it, etc, etc. Now, to prove a point, the guy who, or the doctor in Wuhan, who, I think it's Wuhan, I'll have to double check that, but anyway, the doctor originally said, oh, this virus looks a bit dodgy, it looks a bit like SARS, you know, that's just come out, you know, I've just treated a patient with it, done the blood tests and blah 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 blah, you know. The CCP went ballistic on him, you know, threatened him with all sorts of things. The police turned up at his door and told him to retract it, you know, and all this stuff. And then a week later they're like, okay, we did know about this, it is a virus and it is contagious and it's got out of control. There's lots of conspiracy theories about where it originates from, but no one really knows at the moment. No one knows. Everybody says it's the meat markets and things like that, but that's a different thing. Now, the data, like I said, that's coming out of China is showing there's a decline. Now, it may be starting to decline because their weather's starting to improve, so the natural tendencies of the heat is starting to kill it off in the air. But they're also doctoring those figures drastically. Now, the doctors in China have been told they can report a certain number of cases each week. If they go over that number, they have to put them down as something else. they're not allowed to say it's the virus. So you tell me that, you know, that's not a little bit, you know, weird, to put it bluntly. Now, some of you are going to say, oh, how do you know all this stuff? Well, I've got to be careful how I know this sort of stuff, because I don't want to get the people I know in trouble. But let's just say I work with a lot of Chinese people. Now, some of you said, oh, it's all bullshit, that's just all fear-mongering as well, blah, blah, blah. Chinese government wouldn't do that, yada, yada, yada. Now, I'll take your mind back to Hong Kong. You remember when they were doing the umbrella protests and that? The people who were doing those protests, we agree with them or not, is neither here nor there. But what they had to do to try and safeguard themselves is they would send multiple messages on social platforms, via email, etc. to all their friends and family saying this: I will not kill myself, I am not suicidal. Because the police were kidnapping these people off the street, beating them up, basically killing them, and then dumping their bodies, you know. Or they were dying in detention of suicide, of shame. You know, the shame they brought to their family, they decided to kill themselves. Which is complete and utter rubbish, of course. So the absolute fear of that, these people were putting those sorts of messages out to let people know they were not going to kill themselves. They feel no shame about what they're doing. They believe it's right, sort of thing. So when you've got a government that's quite happily, you know, doing its own citizens over like that, you know, and you know, if you're old enough to remember Tiananmen Square, whew, there you go. Now this video is going to be, you know, stamped on by YouTube and by the World Health Organization, the WHO. Now, why don't we trust the WHO? The WHO is run by a lovely doctor, and I am saying that sarcastically, who is a committed Marxist or communist and very pally with the CCP of China. I mean, incredibly pally, but he is in their pockets, basically. Now, when this all broke, if you remember, one of the stupid statements he put out was, oh, it's not so much fighting the virus that's going to be a problem, it's fighting the trolls talking about the virus. I mean, how stupid is that? He was complaining about people talking about it on social media would be the issue, not actually the virus itself. Now, if you don't see that as being a bit lame, I don't know. But that was done on the behest of the CCP of China. They didn't want the social media platforms to be talking about this. They wanted it all to be controlled. Now, the social media platforms, obviously, the biggest ones outside of China, obviously, are Facebook and Twitter, etc. Now, it's quite funny that Facebook and Twitter are being quite open at the moment. They are trying to control any stupid stuff like buy this product and you'll be 100% safe sort of thing, which is fair enough because a lot of that is scam stuff. But YouTube, on the other hand, is actually Google. You've got to be careful with that moment. Google is kind of in bed with China because Google is desperately trying to get part of their empire into China, and China keeps rebuffing them. Now, if you think about why that is, it's because they want full control over what Google does, etc., etc., etc. So, like I said, YouTube you can't access in China. It's blocked. There's too much information on there that China doesn't want their citizens to see, so they just blanketly block it. Now, you have to use something called a VPN if you want the real internet in China, and VPN use in China is illegal. You know, if you use VPNs, you can end up in one of those lovely detention camps where you get re-educated. Back to the virus. So, why am I saying the UK needs to shut the schools and everything by the end of this week. Now, even if you look at the doctored data's probably got some truth to it. Now, we're at the early stages in the UK. You know, it's starting to rapidly rise now daily. And the only way to stop that rise is to start closing down the schools, telling people to work from home, etc. And then we're going to have a significant drop-off on infection cases. And the other things they need to do is shut down soft play areas and things like that, you know, where kids go when they're not at school. Soft play areas, swimming pools, gyms. I know it sounds really harsh, but it would only take about a month to shut all this stuff down. And then the hot weather's going to start to appear. You know, the sun's going to start coming up and it's going to start killing all these germs off. And it won't be an issue. Or it will still be an issue, but it won't be as big, you know. The airborne thing will still be a problem, but it'll die off on surfaces quite rapidly. Now, all this stuff of washing hands, yes, it is true, it does like cut it down, but it's not going to stop now. Like I say, any social gathering now, you just need one person with it into the aircon. Way, welcome to the virus. You know, public transport. You're getting nutty people at the moment. They're like making their own masks now, because the masks in the UK are starting to sell out. Sanitizer, hand sanitizer, is starting to sell out. And the other thing about the hand sanitizer, yes, it's good, but unless it's alcohol based, it's a bit hit and miss. You might as well just drench your hands in disinfectant, to tell the truth. But yeah, it's like, go on, matey. It always happens there. People get stuck on that bit, they can't see the lights, so they're like, don't know if I can go or not. Anyway, back to this lovely virus. Don't you pull out. Now, like I said, you know, a lot of the data from China is being heavily manipulated. The WHO is in the pocket of China. And so the advice they're giving is they do not want China to look bad. So the advice they're giving out is based on that. But now it's out of control and they're kind of going, oh, we don't know what to do really, you know, duh, it's kind of not done what we thought, you know, duh. And the mortality rate is much higher than China's admitting, much higher. What I have to say is, like, if it does happen, if they do shut the schools and colleges, social gathering, you know, events and all that lot, it's a good thing. But I have to plead with you, if they do that, don't go nuts. You might say, yay, gonna get 2-3 weeks of holiday, yay! It's not, it's 2-3 weeks staying in your house and not mixing with people. And I'm quite serious about that. If you think, I'm not going to catch it, it only takes one idiot to be like that and your whole town's affected, you know. And everybody gets sick and someone dies, you know, just because of one idiot. So don't be that idiot when it happens. Now the other thing is, like I said, the government will be very hesitant about actually implementing this. They're going to implement it, I should think, at some point, but it'll be, you know, shutting the stable door after the horse is bolted sort of thing, you know. The virus will be out, they'll shut the stable door and they're going to go, well, we tried, it's not our fault that grandma's dead, you know, or your dad's died, or your mum's died, or your baby brother, or your kids have died. It's not our fault, we implemented the safety procedures advised to us by the WHO scientists, who, as we've already discussed, are too busy trying to please China. So it's like, it's just nuts. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here because, as you can see, the traffic here is mental and you have to be really careful. See you all soon. Love you. Hit that likes up if you think it's a good idea to, or thumbs up. Likes up should be a new term, I reckon. Hit the thumbs up button if you think the UK should be shutting the schools, shutting the colleges. Like I said, I work in a, oh look at that, bit of water. I work in a university, and let me tell you, people who study at university, we're talking about the youngsters, they are so unhygienic. That's not meant in a nasty way, because I remember being that age, and you're immortal, aren't you? When you're young, you are immortal. You're not going to die. You're made of rubber and magic. You fall over, you get up. And they treat like germs kind of the same way. They all mix together, sharing everything quite freely, and lots of other things, shall we say. And that's what young people should do. I'm not complaining about that in the slightest. And, good on them, I say. Good on them. Have fun. But the problem is, that's not very good for the situation of the country at the moment. So like I say, if you think they should shut the schools and colleges and everything, give us a thumbs up. If you think they shouldn't, they should basically ignore it all, write it out. It's not going to affect you, affect us, affect anybody. It's all hysteria. Do a thumbs down. But before you hit that thumbs down, make sure you have a look at the data sets outside of China. Have a look at the ones that are coming out of Iran at the moment, for example. That's really scary. Have a look at Saudi Arabia. These are countries that are exactly free, shall we say, and even they are saying this is bad. Saudi Arabia, they're even stopping the pilgrims doing their trips to Mecca and stuff like that. And that's really serious, with Ramadan on the way and all that lot. It's like, oh my word, that is really, really quite serious. Because some people will have set those trips up for the first time in their life, and the only time in their life, and they're being told, sorry, you can't do it. Some people will be doing it just before they pass on, shall we say. And again, they're being told, sorry, you can't do it. And to do that, that's incredibly serious. So think very carefully. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up for shut the colleges and everything within the UK, shut social gatherings, close down the football for a few weeks, and then we'll just see where it goes after that. But remember, if they do that, remember, it is a case of you respecting that. So stay away from areas like soft play areas with your kids and things like that. Stay away from mass gatherings. You may even decide not to go to school, birthday parties and things like that. I know it's really horrible, but, going to the pub on a Friday night. It could be a situation when everybody gets healthy. Everybody joining online gaming. Yay! Oh, come and play PlayerUnknown's Battleground with me. Yay! But anyway, thumbs up, thumbs down. I know this has been a right ramble, but you've seen what my daily commute is like now. You've seen the sort of traffic I ride in and the roads I ride on and how things are. So, thanks for listening all the way to the end if you managed it. I know this has been one hell of a long, what do you want to call it, ramble. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever try.